Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Casey, the Rockstarflipper. Today is Friday, TGIF. It is February the 26th, 2016. And today I want to do a step-by-step on how to do your accounting. I personally use Intuit Quickbooks. For those of you guys that aren't familiar with it, it's an online, and they have an app accounting service. I believe it's $19.99 a month, which is like $248 for the year, $250. But if you pay for it all at one time, they have specials. You pay for the whole year, you can get it for like half price, literally like 100. And I paid like 110. So that's the method that I use. If you're going to take your business professional and you're going to have taxes and you're going to file taxes, you're going to collect taxes, you got to use some kind of accounting software. It's okay to start out using spreadsheets, and I still use spreadsheets to this day. But you got to make sure you know convert and adapt and go over to that professional software. Plus, if you ever were to get audited by the IRS, having QuickBooks is a really quick way to pull up the things they ask for, and it makes it look better, so you're less likely to get really hammered and raked over the coals if it came time to be audited or you really needed to prove something. So I'm going to show you guys how I do my accounting. Every day I do it. If you take the end of the day and you spend 15 or 20 minutes on it, you'll be finished. Unless you're doing a really large volume, then maybe it might take a little while. But for me, it's usually 15, 20, 30 minutes at most. So first thing I'm going to show you guys is my spreadsheet. Every month, I open a spreadsheet. And on that spreadsheet, I start with the date, the vendor that I purchased my items from, what I bought, and how much I paid. So there's our dates, February 1st, who I bought from, what I bought, and what I paid. Then on the other side are my sales. Sale date, the sale item, and the amount I sold it for. And then my gross profit is simply my sales minus my purchase price. So for my sales, I don't do every individual item on Amazon. And the reason I don't do this, same for eBay, is because I only need the amount that Amazon transferred to me. That's my incoming sales and payment amount. If the IRS ever audited and wanted to see those sales for February of 2016, I could simply go to Amazon, print out the sales report, run a sales report, you can do it on eBay as well, and print all the items that I sold. And they will total this amount because this is the amount that Amazon or eBay sent you. So that's how I do it. And because I sold on Amazon, here are my two payments I received in February on the 13th and the 27th, and they totaled just shy of $9,000 from Amazon. So I don't individually type out and input into my QuickBooks every single item I sold. There's no point. If I need that history for my own personal knowledge or I need to look something up, again, I can look it up. It saves you a bunch of time. So that's all I do for the sales. Over on the expense side, I just put a date and the expense, what it was, and how much I paid. And then I take my gross profit minus my expenses, and that gives me my profit after expenses. So I went to the USPS, I spent $6 on shipping, I spent $8 on shipping. This is my payroll to my employee for 4 weeks. I just put them all 4 in a row. QuickBooks subscription, my QuickBooks payroll subscription, my shipping, I bought bubble wrap, I paid for a license, I paid for a shirt, shipping, and some tolls. Now if you want to add your gas, if you want to add, a meal, entertainment, you can add that all here. So once you have it all in a spreadsheet, with no yellow, mind you, I'll tell you about my yellow in a minute. What you can do is you'll go over to Intuit QuickBooks, which I'll bring up, and you'll log in. Once you've signed up for Intuit QuickBooks, it's qbo.intuit.com, and you can Google Intuit QuickBooks Online. Sign up for a subscription, pay for a year, pay for it monthly. Like I said, it's very cheap to pay for a year. You get it for like half price. They always have specials going on. So once you log in, this will be the screen that you're on. And basically, it looks really complicated, but it's really, really easy. So if you had a fresh screen, all these numbers would just say 0. When you input an income, you'll create an invoice for that income, and then it'll tell you that the invoice is due. Once you pay it, it'll come over here to paid, and if you don't pay it, you forget, it'll just show an overdue. So when my payment came on the 13th from Amazon, it was for $46.50.10. So what I would do is at the top, this is a refresh button, a search button, and an add. I would add an invoice. Let's say I was getting another payment for $46.50.10 from Amazon. So you'll choose a customer. Now Amazon's already in here. If they weren't, I would just click Add New. I would type Amazon Inc. corporation, whatever it would be, and I would save it. I'm not going to do that right now because I already have Amazon. So I'll just show you guys. Once you saved it, it'll be right there. You can email them if you want, if you need to send a customer, and if you want to do this, you can. Now, I don't do this. I don't do credit card to bank transfers. I just simply, and I don't email my customers. Amazon doesn't need an email saying they sent me money. So then I always do it's due on receipt because I put it in when it's due. I'll put the invoice date, and the due date is the same. Products and services, I'll input as a sale. Now, there's a whole list. I'm going to show you guys this drop down. Whatever you choose to do it. Rental income, sales tax, sales, whatever it is. So it's a sale. And I'll just put monthly Amazon payment or bi-weekly, whatever you want to put in there. And then you put the amount. It's 46.50.10. There it is. And then you'll save it. You just want to save. You don't want to save and send. Save and send is if you're emailing it. You'll just save it. And then once you save it, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Do you want to leave without saving? Yes. It'll appear in Open Invoices. You'll click on your Open Invoices, and it will show right down here. And to the right will be an option to hit Pay. Pay Invoice, or Receive Payment. You'll click on that, and then your payment will move from invoice to paid in the last 30 days. And that's it. That's all you have to do to receive a payment. That's very, very easy. So now if we're inputting a purchase, let's do that. So again, we'll go up to the top, and this is going to be a vendor expense. So you'll choose a payee. My first one is from, let's just say it's a pawn shop. We'll just say it's Pawn Shop A. And actually, I buy from a lot of value pawns, so the value pawn brand of them. So again, if you don't have the vendor in your system yet, hand type it, hit save, it'll pop up. Your payment date, the day that you bought it. Your payment method, did you use cash, did you use a check or a credit card? Let's say you used a credit card. Now here, I always do purchases, cost of goods sold. You can do subcontractor, supplies and materials. I recommend if it's a purchase, just to do purchases, cost of sales, cost of goods sold. Describe what it was, type your amount, there it is, and hit save. That's it. That automatically puts it in. You don't have to do anything else with it. Once you put it in, it'll appear in this expense section. Now, as you can see, my big section is my purchases, cost of goods sold. You can click on that, and it will show you every single cost of goods sold that you've put in. There you go. So, add sign, an expense, cost of goods, purchases, cost of goods sold. Type it in, save it, and it'll pop up right here. Now, for our other expenses, we do the same thing. We go to expenses. Let's say we paid for a shipping. We went to the post office and bought some shipping labels. There it is. It's saved in my system as United States Postal Service. Payment method, let's say I took it out of the debit card and paid cash. Now there's an option for shipping and delivery expense. There's supplies, there's tax and licenses, there's whatever you bought, tools, travel meals, whatever your expense was, choose it off of the list. Bank charges, commissions, disposals, dues and subscriptions, like your website fees could be in here. Type in what it is and hit save. It will save it in this expense section, and each one is separated. Payroll expenses. Right there where I saved my payroll for my employee. Commissions and fees. So you can see shipping and delivery, everything else. So it breaks it down for you. Then at the bottom, it automatically does your income, your expenses, your net income for the year. Now we're in February, so I'm at $21,000 net income. That's all my expenses, including my payroll, and that's this year. And you can separate it to this month. You can separate it to this quarter, last month. Do whatever you want. I always stick it on this year. I always like to see my yearly income. So that's all you have to do. That's pretty much it. That's how to input your sales, your expenses, and your payroll if you need. Now, you can manually input your payroll every time you pay an employee, or if you want to sign up for the payroll, if you have employees you want to pay, QuickBooks will pay them for you. It's a $50 a month charge, give or take, depending on the program you set up for, and $2 per employee. So once you set up for those, you sign up for that, you'll just come to the employee section, list my employee, it lists all her payment information, section, and then you can put run payroll on the day that it's due. You have to run it, if you want it to hit on Friday, you'd have to run it on Wednesday. You just run payroll and it will be done. And then when you run payroll, I don't even have to add that to my expense section. It automatically adds it for me, which is really cool. So I put it on my spreadsheet just so I know, but it adds it. So that's pretty much step-by-step how to use Intuit QuickBooks Online. And there's some other things you can do. You can link your bank accounts. You can link cash registers. You can link a lot of stuff, which you guys can look into. But this is just the basics to get you started. And if you really are going to have a professional business, you have to have some software to account for yourself, account for your spending, account for everything. And it also gives you a good way to look back and see where you're spending your money, how you're spending your money, and where you're at for the month. If you know you want to make $5,000 a month, and we're in month 2 and you're 21,000, you're doing awesome. If you need to make 10,000 a month, you're right on track. If you need to make 15,000 a month, you better step up your sales and kill your purchasing, because your purchasing is at 10 grand for the year. So it's a great way to look at it. Intuit QuickBooks. If you guys have any questions or any problems using it, please send me a message, send me a comment. Link down below. I can help you out. And make sure to subscribe to this channel. All the great videos will help you along in your business. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend.